Good morning. Good morning. We would like to thank everyone for joining us for part 2 of our Power Up with PECO series, How to Do Business with PECO for Diverse Suppliers. My name is Felicia Harris Williams. I am the event and marketing partner for the African American Chamber of Commerce. And I would like to introduce to everyone our president and CEO, Ms. Regina A. Hairston.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, chamber members and guests. Thank you for joining us today for part 2 of our Power Up with PECO series. Today's seminar is a part of the African American Chamber of Commerce Business Empowerment Programming, which is a collection of series designed to engage, enlighten, and empower Black businesses. We launched our business empowerment programming earlier this year to help Black-owned businesses reimagine, reset, and reinvest for a sustainable future. The focus of our programming currently is to help small Black businesses recover from the impacts of COVID-19 and build a sustainable infrastructure. Today's seminar with PECO focuses on how you can do business with PECO as a diverse supplier. Our presenter today, Yennaira Ortiz, PECO's Manager of Business Empowerment, is responsible for leading PECO's engagement and strategy with diverse businesses. She holds a Bachelor's of Arts in Strategic Organization and Communications and a Master's of Science in Sustainable Community Planning from Temple University. We thank her for joining us today to provide this invaluable information to our members. So without further ado, I present to you Yennaira to lead today's presentation. Yennaira.
Thank you, Regina. Good morning, everyone. As Regina mentioned, I'm Yennaira Ortiz. I'm the Diverse Business Empowerment Manager for PECO. Let me just double check that everyone can see my screen and hear me okay? Okay, wonderful, thank you. Let's get started. So I'm sure everyone is kind of waiting at the edge of their seats to figure out how you can all do business with PECO. PECO is a subsidiary of Exelon, and year after year, Exelon sets very aggressive goals for in order to do business with diverse suppliers. So year after year, Exelon and its opcos have met and or exceeded those goals. So year to date, Exelon has spent over $11 billion in total with diverse certified suppliers. And as I mentioned, have met and exceeded those goals year after year. Again, as I mentioned, PECO is a subsidiary of Exelon. We're located in the greater Philadelphia area. Our service territory encompasses Philadelphia, Delaware, Montgomery, Bucks, and Chester counties. We are the largest electric and gas service provider in Pennsylvania. So what do we buy? What are we looking to purchase? So you will see this is a list of the materials and services that PECO as well as Exelon purchases. So we are currently looking, some of the larger categories that we're looking to purchase in would be anything utility construction related. So building and construction materials, chemicals, fuels, gases, distribution transformers, electrical distribution equipment, as well as some of the back office needs, right? So office furniture, and then again, as mentioned, construction materials like pipes, valves, and fittings. And then on the services side, what we're always looking for: advertising and marketing, environmental services, human resource services, IT services, as well as veg management services. So what are the desired attributes that we're looking for in our contractors? For PECO as well as Exelon, safety and diversity are key components of our culture. Safety is paramount. We're looking for suppliers who also embody the safety culture that we have. Let me pause here for a second because I forgot to mention that we wanted this to be an interactive, session. So feel free to ask questions in the chat or pop on if you have a question. Also, of course, diversity is paramount to us as well. So in looking to partner with diverse firms, we're looking for firms who hold that diverse certification. Also, we're looking for both diverse and local. So if you're local to our area, that's also key. Our integrated partners also share a commitment in that diversity. So our prime non-diverse firms are committed to spending X percentage with diverse subs. As mentioned before, PECO and Exelon set a percentage that we would like to hit. So we're looking to spend 33% of our total OPCO spend with diverse firms this year. That's a floor, not the ceiling. So we do have a very hearty, lofty goal of 40% by 2023. And all Exelon utilities are looking to hit that 40% if they haven't already. So we're going to hit that with partnering with diverse firms like yourself, but also with our integrated partners, recognizing that our diverse goals are also important. So utilizing that tier 2 spend to also get us to that goal. So this is probably really what everybody wants to see is how do you engage with us? How do you become one of our suppliers? Admittedly, so we will always say that we're not the easiest to partner with in terms of it's difficult to get in the door, and we've recognized that that difficulty for local and diverse firms. So we first ask that anyone who is interested in doing business with us register in our portal, and you'll see here the place to register would be exeloncorp.com/suppliers, where you can go in and register your business. We do ask that you be as thorough as possible. So providing all the information, all of your capabilities, as well as your certification or any certifications, diverse certification, that you may hold. So our sourcing personnel utilizes this for when they activate any bid event that they're looking to source. So if your profile matches an event that we're looking to source for, you will pop up in there. And also, staff also goes back in and looking for additional diverse suppliers. So we ask again that you be as thorough as possible to make sure that your profile is as up to date, your certifications are current, and that we're not missing any key items that would make sense for us to partner with you on or make sense for that particular project. The certifications that we recognize are diverse businesses, MBEs, as well as women-owned businesses, veteran businesses, and service disabled veteran businesses, as well as LGBTQ. So we look for our suppliers to share our commitments. Safety, again, is paramount. Excellence and integrity, as well as innovation, are very big pillars of our culture. So we're looking for the suppliers that also embody all of those things. And then you'll also see all the things that we require. Again, the system will ask for those, so please be as thorough as possible. I apologize because I think I rushed through a little bit, but that will give us some time to answer any questions or pause a little bit to answer any questions that anybody might have.
So I have a question.
Sure.
This is Regina. So you went over the capabilities and what you all look for, the capability statement, but is there some type of universal capabilities template out there that you found works best if folks follow that?
I don't believe that we have one. Personally, it's certainly something I can circle back with the team to double check, but again, as long as your statement fully embodies what your corporation or company does, that's really the information that we're looking for.
And when you think about the opportunities, what do you source more regularly? Like, I know, like, you do videography, you do photography. What are some of the other areas that you find you source more of that we might not think of?
Sure. So, like I said, we really, we're growing in terms of utility construction. So we're not building buildings, but we're sourcing materials and services that support utility construction. So distribution construction, transmission and substation construction, those types of things, even facilities, items, electrical, plumbing, mechanical, those kind of things we're looking for.
Okay, and there is a question in the chat. You list a requirement for safety records. As an AV company, we wouldn't have any such records or record keeping requirements. Is there a way to bypass some of the requirements that don't apply?
Yes, certainly you can note that, and there's flexibility depending on your business with those things, but we do ask for some sort of safety, like base level safety statements or plan.
James, I hope that answers your question. And if you have a second part to it, just drop it in the chat. Great. And we can continue. There are no other questions in the chat.
I think that really, like I said, I really unfortunately kind of zoomed through this whole thing, but these are our contacts for our department. We are small but mighty. We will absolutely respond to any questions you might have. I report to Vernice Lewis, and she's pretty well known, so I would imagine everyone knows who she is. And here you have my email address should you need to contact me for anything.
Yennaira, we actually do have some more questions.
Sure.
And Felicia, do we have the opportunity for folks to raise their hand and they can ask their question?
Yep, if they raise their hand, I can turn their mic on.
Okay, so Bernard, we're going to give you the opportunity to ask your question that you placed in the chat. I'll go ahead and ask the question, and then Bernard, if you have any follow-up questions, if you just raise your hand, we're going to give you the opportunity to have the mic open. So the question is, or the comment, please share any recent success stories you've had with diverse suppliers.
And Bernard's mic is on.
Okay.
Sure. So as I mentioned, PECO sets a diversity target. We year after year meet and exceed that. So locally, some of the success stories include Hay Construction. They have done work with, I'm sorry, there's a little bit of an echo. Thanks. They've done work on our system in the West Philadelphia area. And we partnered with them, I would say about Kia, I know she's online, she can keep me honest, probably like 3 or so years ago, and they have grown exponentially. They have definitely been a success story for us. Along with, you know, plenty of other diverse suppliers. Like I said, we started this journey, I want to say back in 2014. Spending upwards of 124 million. Last year, we exceeded 268 million, and we're looking to exceed that even more so this year in total with our diverse suppliers, both prime diverse and our diverse subs.
And I'll just add one more for you. I don't know if everyone on the meeting today receives our newsletter, but there was an article featuring one of our members, which is For Concepts, and William Griggs, and he's a videographer, creative content, and he did some PSAs for PECO, and I had the pleasure of being interviewed, and he did an amazing job. So I would count that as a success story as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Regina.
Thank you.
We have another question by James Jackson. Does PECO offer the opportunity to network with its prime contractors so they can meet diverse suppliers?
Absolutely. We have historically done a lot of that, and we call them our tier 2 institutes, where we like to match our potential subs with our primes. Now, unfortunately, because of COVID, that is something we weren't able to do last year, but we're looking for options in the upcoming years to do that virtually. So again, if you've registered within our portal, that's where we're kind of dip in for those opportunities, as well as you have my contact information. So feel free to shoot me a note.
Okay, and then there was another question regarding the opportunities for engagement meetings. Do you have engagement meetings with small businesses to share upcoming opportunities?
Yes, so the same idea, right? So if you both register and also send us your capabilities, that way we know who to better kind of match people with. And we get to know your capabilities, what your company does, so we can place, make those matches internally.
And Pat, I see what you posted in the chat, and actually we're going to open your mic and give you the opportunity to discuss that success story.
Pat, your mic is on.
Well,
I'll add while Pat is figuring the technical piece out, that we do utilize the portal and also our connections with people to choose the suppliers that we're looking for in the next class of our supplier development. So we have supplier development programs across Exelon. Specifically, PECO has one. So yeah, we're often looking for diverse suppliers to learn and grow on our system via that supplier development program.
And I'll just say, Pat is the owner of Alexander Perry Inc., which is a certified woman minority business enterprise full service design firm. And she is currently working on a project for PECO, architectural restacking plan. She's providing that for 600 employees in the Kennett Square in Kennett, PA, right now started before COVID-19. Do we have any other questions?
Regina, would you like to talk about next week's session?
Sure.
The final part to the series, which is really a follow-up to this part.
Sure. So Yennaira, thank you so much for providing that overview and that information. And Kia, I see you're on. Thank you for your continued support. So next week, we're going to take the information that Yennaira provided today on how do you do business with PECO as a diverse supplier and talk about how you build lasting relationships with the Vice President of Technical Services and really put all of this information together so you can create a real plan on how you can start to integrate in the PECO supplier diversity chain and be able to do business with PECO. Because as we all know, it's very important to make sure that you have your capability statement and that you're prepared in that regard. But oftentimes it comes down to relationships. And so we're going to have a very fruitful conversation on how to build those lasting relationships. So if you have not registered, please be sure to register for Thursday, September the 30th. This particular series is a part of our Influencers Breakfast. So it is programming that is specifically members only. And so if you have not joined, make sure you go to our website today, join, become a member at aacc.org. And if you are a member and you need to renew your membership, this is a great time to do that as we're going into our fall planning and as we are embarking upon our annual meeting, which will be held at the end of October. We do have a new Director of Member Engagement. So if you do have questions about your membership, go to the membership and that particular email address is escaping me. So just give me 1 second. It is membership@aachamber.org if you have questions about your current membership. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you again, PECO, for this relationship as we continue to make sure that we are connecting our members to business. Is there any other questions that anyone has before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your day? Felicia, is there anything else you'd like me to cover? You also will receive a follow-up email today of today's presentation where we will provide the information that was shared today, and we will provide additional information that was talked about in today's session. So thank you all for joining. And again,
I'm back. I'm sorry, Regina. But
okay.
yeah, I put all the information in the chat that you were speaking about in real time. So
Awesome.
membership email is in the chat, everyone, and also the link to register for next week's session is also in the chat. And all of that information will also be provided in today's follow-up email with a link to today's presentation.
And the slides, correct?
Correct.
Great. Yennaira, do you have any closing remarks for us?
Sorry about that. I was just trying to get off mute. Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it. Again, you have my contact information. So if anyone has any follow-up questions, maybe they didn't think of in the moment, or wants to just reach out, feel free to shoot me an email.
Great. Well, thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us.